Hey there, Blake. It's Wayne. Here's a couple of reminders of what we worked on the other day. This is Justin Rose on the right over here, and he's going to demonstrate for you a nice takeaway and a nice backswing. So at address, you can see he's a little bit more bent over, but that's not the important thing. It's the balance. You want to make sure that you're not leaning back into your heels. So make sure you're on the balls of your feet. You can probably raise the grip up a little bit. If the clubs feel a little long, just grip down just a hair and see if you can get it to stand up a little bit. So raise your hands up and bend out over the ball a little more. And then the backswing, want to make sure the club doesn't whip around too low to the ground. So when you watch Rose take it back here, you can see how his hands are going to go straight back and the club's going to come right up the red line, which is just drawn on top of his own shaft, right? So that's called an on-plane takeaway. So when you take it back, you get it to stay very low to the ground. So we want to get the club head to come a little bit more up as you go back. So we want to turn the left shoulder under, and the hands need to go straight back as you get the club to point back at the camera when the shaft is parallel to the ground. So you can see the club is right there next to his hands and going up. So in the half the backswing, you want your hands a little bit more underneath your right shoulder, and that's going to happen if you take it straighter back. That's going to be more what we would call more in front of you. So as your swing gets too far behind you, it becomes difficult to get the right arm back in front of you. And when you come down, what you want to remember is as you're hitting the ball, the club is arcing into the ball and then going around to the left, which you do, but you come a little bit too far from this direction when you hit it. So from up here, just rotate around, don't drop it under, and just come back around the other way. So we're thinking about what's your head doing during all this, and you want to make sure that you keep it somewhat stable. So you do a pretty good job going back, then it lifts. Now watch what happens. See it pull away? So keeping this out over the ball is a big deal. So watch how Rose stays mostly out over it. See that? So one of the most difficult things in the golf, in the swing, is to stay bent over during the swing. So that's one of the things you're going to really focus on. All right?